in a world with the sun and a moon, and the world itself sometimes gets in between those things, or the moon does that. We're here. That's right, it's Neon Pocket Dimension, the home of all nerdy things, including science topics. Sometimes we like to talk about moons and stars, but not astrology, unless we have someone on here one time who's an astrological type of nerd. Although, did you guys hear that news story about that astrology influencer who killed herself and put her child in the middle of the street? It's a pretty horrible story. How's it going, everyone?
Whoa.
How you guys doing?
Well, dark start to the podcast, but I'm doing good.
Well, sometimes celestial bodies can lead to bad things. How you doing today, Miguel?
Oh, I don't believe that. That is a fallacy, in my opinion.
Okay, great. You don't believe moon cycles have anything to do with anything like people's mood?
I mean, I think it can affect people, but to the point to where it's like a bad omen. Come on, dude. No, it's 2024.
What about people who are? What about people who are way too into astrological signs and they live their lives by it? That's kind of a problem, right?
Go ahead, Steven.
Yeah, I was gonna say it depends on if that's how you want to live your life, so be it or whatever.
I mean,
but I think they tell you in most of them that it's your job to do what you want with that information, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the worst part is we're not even the signs that we're supposed to be, because the stars have moved.
Right.
We're all different signs at this point, yet we're still being given the same old sign. So
yeah, we adhere to the ones that we were at birth, is what they say. But you know what I mean. It's hard to say.
Totally and completely.
It's not the one I was born under, technically.
What's up? What's up, Gage? How are you doing today, buddy?
I'm so good. I think there's an intrinsic connection between all things macro and micro, universal and nano. I think there's some connections between molecules at a quantum structure that we're yet to fully understand. Therefore, I do think the tidal and circadian rhythms of the celestial bodies around us do affect us in some way, but certainly not in the fucking, day-to-day People magazine horoscope type of way, or the Instagram my rising is affecting that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I will say Sagittarius, which I am, does kind of describe me. If you look at it, it's someone who's passionate and over the top and kind of crazy. You know what I mean?
I also identify with some of my Virgo traits, but then again, I feel like they write some of those things to just be kind of applicable to anyone.
Like getting your palm read, and then you're like, oh yeah, I know someone with the name D. Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely, it's got to be this person.
Well, if people are crazy enough to believe that microcosm of celestiality, then when the sun goes black during the day, nice one, Gage, then people are certified to go fucking crazy. That's right, everyone. We're talking about eclipses today. There was an eclipse last week. We couldn't do an episode last week. We did do a Neon Gaming Dimension thing, which is cool. Check that out at youtube.com/@ Neon Gaming Dimension to check that out. We played Bread and Fred. It was hilarious. And then we had a conversation about Next Gen, which is also kind of funny because a day or two after that, and then all this week, more Next Gen news was popping up. So I was like, oh, this is, everybody wants to talk about the next generation, even though I don't think it's coming very soon. But I digress. Hello, welcome to Neon Pocket Dimension. We're all here. I'm excited. Hell yeah. Woo. Cool, good times. I got new soundboard sounds. How about this one? Can I pet that dog? I also have this one.
Violet, you're turning violet, Violet.
It's one of the best lines from anything ever. And then, of course, who could forget good old you were just talking about shirt cocking earlier, Miguel, and this is the most famous shirt cocker in the world, I think.
Oh bother.
I mean, that's typically not how I think about Winnie the Pooh, but like,
Oh, dude, he's shirt cocking it.
He's shirt cocking all day.
Right.
Shirt
I guess he shirt cocks all the time.
Donald Duck as
Yeah,
well.
Donald Duck shirt cocks it.
Yeah.
Thanks for ruining my childhood even more.
Like, I'm wearing a shirt. Oh, bother. My peepee's out.
How does that change
My
him,
peepee.
though?
You know what?
Doesn't
It really
change anything.
doesn't.
Really doesn't.
Doesn't.
If he wants to shirt cock, if Winnie the Pooh wants to shirt cock, I should let him
It adds to his whimsy, I think.
If Winnie the Pooh is his top half inside of a honey jar, his top half is in a honey jar, which means
Aren't bear penises similar to dogs in that they kind of have to come out from within?
Yeah.
So you probably don't see it
Yeah,
on like during the day unless
he's.
unless he sees Tigger and gets a little excited.
Oh, bother. I don't
No, I would think
bother
that he
today.
probably sees it. You see it when he's eating out of the honey pot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sits a certain way and it just kind of.
What's the rabbit's name in Winnie the Pooh?
Rabbit.
Is it just fucking Rabbit?
Just Rabbit.
Yeah.
He's the most basic ass.
That's
like,
why I don't remember it. 'cause
vanilla
it's just Rabbit.
motherfucker who's just like, oh
Yeah.
no, the rules. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
I remember him as being like a prude, but I don't really.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
You're killing me, Smalls.
That's another good one,
no
right?
one doesn't like Winnie the Pooh, because if he's a prude, right?
I'm just saying, if his
That makes
top half
sense.
is in a honey jar, that means his bottom half is sticking out up here and his pee-pee's flapping out all over the place. So that's the image you want in your head when you think of it.
It's the animation constraints.
Winnie the
They couldn't add pee-pee, so.
And then this music plays.
Father, give me some money. That's like his call.
There you go. We got a lot of really good samples now. It's great. Here's the last one I'll play for now.
Good,
Now
good is
radioactive.
subjective, okay?
Now I'm radioactive. That can't be good.
That's another good one. That's another good one.
Where's that one from? I don't recognize it.
It's from the Doom comic. The Doom comics dramatic voice acting or voiceover recording. Like, okay, when I was a little kid, I had this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic book, right? And it came with a cassette tape, okay? And so like you'd put that into your cassette player and you'd hit play and they would act out with sound and everything like an audio drama, everything on the page.
Oh, okay.
Which was really fucking cool. And then so in the 90s there was a Doom comic, which is one of the worst things ever made. It's so bad. It's so bad it's good. That way later in the aughts, as they like to say, the 2000s, someone did the same thing for that comic, and it is gold. And you get clips like,
Now I'm radioactive. That can't be good.
so yeah. But hey, we're here to talk
There's
about.
even like music and stuff behind it.
Oh yeah, there's all sorts of sound effects, like people punching each other and guns, and explode. It's
That's pretty cool.
Doom. I'll send that to you guys. It's great. But hey, we're here to talk about Eclipses. We're all back, baby. We're all as Neon Pocket Dimension's ready. We're inside the dimension. We're gonna laugh. We're here to get nerdy. I don't think we're gonna cry much today because none of us are emotionally attached to any of this stuff, except for maybe Miguel. But we'll get into that in just a sec.
I did not cry.
Okay.
But yes,
But did you felt things?
maybe.
Okay, we'll figure that out.
We'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that in just a sec. But hey, Neon Pocket Dimension, your place for all things nerdy, except for video games, typically. But that leads us into our patented WYBNOO section, which stands for What You've Been Nerding Out On, where we do typically talk about video games a little bit. So I would like to start off this week with Miguel. What have you been nerding out on?
I have been nerding out on the Fallout series, the show.
Ooh.
I'm on episode 4, I think.
Cool.
I was going to binge it on Sunday, but I didn't finish it. I like it quite a bit. I'm very surprised. I probably think it's probably the best video game adaptation of anything behind The Last of Us at this point, in my opinion. The humor, I'm okay with it. Do I think it's necessary for the show? Possibly, but not really.
So yeah, I wanted to touch on that real quick. I've only watched the first episode because this is gonna be part of my WYBNOO. I'm just gonna do it here, but
No, that's fine.
yeah. So I think the humor didn't hit with me after watching the first episode. That was the part that I'm like, all right, but like this could have easily just been dramatic right here, and I would have been okay with that. Like,
I think they're going for like kind of like a lighter. I mean, because when you think about it, it's already a pretty fucked up situation.
Yeah,
it always is.
I think some of the original philosophy behind the humor in Fallout is the fact that it was such dark subject matter, and typically it was like I watched like a game design doc about it, and there was just everything was so bleak and so heinous and gnarly that they felt like they needed to add in that kind of 50s goofy aesthetic to kind of create a juxtaposition between like the horrific shit and the the kind of lighter stuff. So I think that's kind of why it's in there, but it's also kind of what makes it iconic,
So what I will say is I don't think it necessarily bogs the show down or anything in any way.
Yeah, I didn't think
it definitely works. Let's put it that way. I won't say too much about it. I don't know where people are at, if they're even watching it, but it's one of those things where I was actually quite pleasantly surprised with it. And when I found out that it was coming out on the day that I'd be gone because I had to leave, I was kind of bummed out. And then someone told me, I was like, hey, I hear it's pretty good. And then I watched it and I was like, hey, it's pretty good. So I'm totally digging it. I think they kind of captured the game spot on. There's a lot of cool stuff, but it's not like in your face, like this is from the game, right? Like someone could just step into the show and watch it, and who cares if they know if that's the junk jet or not, right? Like,
Yep,
exactly.
Like, it doesn't fucking matter.
Well,
like, it's just a cool looking weapon.
So it's got its own completely detached story, right? So
yeah,
that's what
exactly.
makes it work, I think.
Yeah, and I think it's super cool. I think it's cool that we're getting to see some more stuff on the West Coast.
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
So, like, I'm super happy with it. I don't know where it's going to end up. I'm only halfway through. But overall, I do like how it's kind of following 3 different characters. You're getting 3 different kind of perspectives. So super cool. I really enjoy it. I think they did a really good job with it.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'm pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, totally. I agree with that, man. I did a write-up for the buddy Mr. Hawks was like asking for people to like tell them their thoughts. So I did like a long like write-up of all my thoughts, but essentially like there's a lot of references. The attention to detail is great, even if people were a little bit confused about there's a timeline situation happening at some point in the show that people misunderstand that isn't gospel. But Todd Howard does canonize the events of New Vegas, at least publicly now, which is a good thing. And the show is also canon, which is great too. So I do like that it's like supplemental to the world and story of Fallout, which is cool. What sucks about Halo is that they're trying to retell a story wrong and fucking it all up. And Fallout is doing its own thing in such a great way that it works so well. And that's kind of what where I'm at with it. Also, like, I thought the humor was spot on. I felt like it really vibed with everything that Fallout is to me personally. And the music is great. It's so fucking on point all the time. The vibe and all the characters are great. And essentially, like, the 3 main characters, which people are just saying, like, those are like Fallout characters you could be, to kind of mirror like different play styles, essentially. Even though you can never be a ghoul in any Fallout game, that should be changed. Let us
no, but like the lone gunslinger / like chaotic chaotic evil kind of vibe is like totally a playthrough that everyone's done probably,
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's fantastic. We won't spoil too much or anything like that, but we must, once everybody's done, do a spoiler cast episode discussing the show. I would love to do that, and it's something I already plan on doing. So look forward to that content in the future from us.
Definitely.
Miguel, continue your WYBNOO. You knew that this would happen when you brought that up.
Oh, I know I did.
Absolutely.
So I've been doing that since I got back on Saturday. I watched the first episode the night I got back Saturday. And then, fuck, dude, what was I doing? I did so much other stuff since last week, to be 100% honest. Obviously, I was nerding out on the Eclipse on Monday, which we'll get into later. But like the Final Fantasy 16, I think I'm closer to the end now. I don't really know yet. Still working my way through that.
Quick question.
I'm missing one icon.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so you know that you're
I'm
pretty
missing
close.
one.
Yeah.
I'm pretty close to the ending.
Thank you.
I'm missing one, which I believe is Odin.
Maybe.
It's Odin.
Perhaps.
I'm pretty sure it is.
I won't spoil it.
I already know it is.
There's
I'm not mistaken.
You know the best thing about you about to beat that game right now is the DLC is coming like in days. Days from now. Yeah, which is great.
That's a beautiful and random thing when you finish a game and flows right into the continuation, because otherwise the thing happens where you put a game down for 6 months and you come back and you have no idea how to do it and you're like, all right.
So then I downloaded Final Fantasy 9, which I plan on playing.
Ooh, that's one of my favorite.
I have not finished it. I would love to go back and actually play it, but there's other shit. So
there's a lot to do.
I still have to finish Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3. I still have Elden Ring that I installed, but I still have yet to play. There's a bunch of shit, dude. So
what version of Final Fantasy 9 are you playing?
It's whichever one's on the PlayStation Store.
Okay. Yeah. Is that one of the Pixel remasters? No.
Pixel remasters. Yeah, I mean it's
1 through 6 or something.
It's up-resed.
It's up-resed, but they didn't change anything really. I think it's still 4x3, and
I think they have like a fast forward function, which like really helps for some things.
Yeah,
that's amazing. Nice. The Pixel remasters is 1 through 6, and that's because those are all the 2D ones. And I played 3 of them, and they're fucking incredible. Actually, I played 4 of them. They're incredible ways to play the old ones.
Nice.
So I'll get to Final Fantasy 9 at some point, and then Rebirth at some point. I don't know when I get that.
And then you'll play Legend of Mana and Secret of Mana, right?
And then Legend of Mana and Secret of Mana. And pretty much everything else.
A slow RPG grind.
At this point, I'm not buying anything for any time soon. I'm still trying to get through 16. So
smart.
Once I beat, what else did I watch other than?
You could buy Balatro. It's only $10. You know what I mean?
So I think that's my WYBNOO. I didn't write anything down. I'm terrible. I should have. I broke my my New Year's resolution pretty quickly. That's on. This is why I don't like them. I don't like New Year's.
We just watched the episode of Friends about resolutions, and it was really funny. And I recommend you watch that episode because everyone breaks them by the end.
Okay.
Yeah. It's good times. Next up should be, I don't know, Gage, I guess, top row.
Sure. Hell yeah. I've been off the podcast for a week, so I've had lots of things going on, but I'll make it quick. Been working my way through Lightyear Frontier. That's in early access. I want to do like a legit preview video for us for that, so I'm putting it out on the internet. So I'm forcing myself to check back on it. Because it's a cool game. It's in early access, but it's fun so far. It's a mech tree punching game type of thing. You're in a mech and you can roam around and make a base. And there's some overarching story that I've just started to touch on. But it's a fun one. It's really pretty. I've been playing it on my Series X, and the lighting is really gorgeous, and just the world itself is really cool. It's kind of like Fortnite-y graphics, but for whatever reason, it's like there's just got some moments where you're looking at vistas and you're like, holy shit, this game is really gorgeous. So that's cool. So far so good. I've been playing Warhammer 40k Bolt Gun, which fucking rips.
Hell yeah.
It's really fun. My wife was watching me play this and she's like, you enjoy this? And I'm like, yeah, I enjoy this. And she's like, that's kind of fucked up. I'm like, well,
it's fucking really tight. Fun. Okay.
It's fucking tight. Yeah. It's great.
It's dope. So
yeah, it's just ripping and tearing in the best ways. It's just nice pixel blood and shit going on. I don't really know shit about Warhammer lore, but I just know I'm a zealot, a religious zealot in a big mech suit or in a big like armor suit, and I'm just killing bitches. So it's
delivering
fun.
Punishment.
Yeah, the youngsters like to call this shit a boomer shooter. Okay.
Yes.
We call
Yes.
them Doom clones. That's what the old
Exactly.
people call them.
Which doesn't make sense because
Boomers
'Cause it was
don't play video games. Let's start there.
it would have been more of a Gen X shooter. Not
Yeah,
a boomer
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, but there's no, but the kind of like rhyming alliteration-y vibe
shooter.
is, you know.
It's gonna sound bad, but Zoomers need to learn their decades.
Well, it's because the term boomer doesn't even mean baby boomer. It just means
Right.
old, which is
Old, right.
dumb. It's dumb,
And-
misinformed, and ridiculous. Like all
And I
young
am
people.
old at this point. I'm sure they'd call me a boomer too. So they
Yeah,
can go
you're a
fuck themselves.
boomer
I've been
even
called a
though you're a
boomer, so-
millennial. You're a fucking millennial.
I'm a fucking millennial. That's
God.
right. I'm an older millennial,
This-
but I'm a millennial.
This game's incredible though.
It's
Let's-
really fun.
let's be
It's got a
honest.
great style to it, and the it's just over the top, and but it's just really fun. It's just like you just pick up and start shredding, and it's great. This is really funny. I come into the living room the other day, and my wife Aishu is playing this little game that was on Game Pass called Little Gator Game.
Oh, yeah.
It's like baby's first 3D platformer. It's all about like kind of like you're like a kid who's pretending to be on an adventure, so you're going around like fighting cardboard enemies and stuff, and it's just a little collectathon, and it's about kind of Metroidvania-ish, where you get certain things like climbing gear to climb up to different places and stuff. But it was cool. I didn't play it, but I just watched her play it for like a couple hours, and she was just like having a really good time because it was like a really simple and easy game, and she just found her way through like the first area, and I was just like, oh cool, like that's cool that just spoke to you for whatever reason. It's cute and quaint. So anyways, just wanted to mention that if it's on Game Pass, if you maybe have a kid who's ready to play some games, or a significant other who needs to warm up to the twin stick controls or whatever, it seemed to be pretty relatable. So
I play because I saw Luke Shot First playing that on my friends list, which actually was funnily enough, your wife playing it.
Yeah.
I played it too, and I was like, oh, this is cute. And then I uninstalled it because I was like, I probably won't go back to this, but it was pretty fun. Yeah.
Yeah, no, totally. I won't ever play it or whatever, but it was just quaint, and I was like, oh, that's cute. And she just it was just a game where she just could instantly do it and figure it out, and I always like that type of thing. I've been playing a lot of Age of Empires 2 Ultimate Edition, which is fantastic. It's just a nostalgia trip. It's a nice kind of chill, relaxing game to just put on when I don't want to think too hard. Now that I've gone through and figured out all the controller commands and everything like that, it's really pretty streamlined. The music brings me back to a time when I'm sitting on my PC as a 11-year-old, just making maps and shit like that. This was a game that when I was really young, I got really into minor game design elements where you could map design with triggers and build if else clauses so that certain things would happen. I used to get really into level design on it and stuff. I wouldn't probably do that on a controller because it'd be really annoying to build levels with it. But it's really fun. I've been working my way through campaigns or just playing little exhibition matches, skirmishes and shit. And it's great. It's just a really fun game.
We're going to have to battle each other because I also booted that game up. I did the first 8 or 6 or 7 campaign missions that are mostly tutorial, and then it said I could go in and do a skirmish, and I did, and I smoked that computer.
I did too. I smoked him too. But yeah, the William Wallace campaign. But there's all these campaigns. There's a ton of them unlocked, and it includes some of the expansions from back in the day. So I'm gonna go through and play some of the campaigns because they're fun, and they just they just give you different challenges and stuff, which is cool. Anyways, I moved to a new city. I promise I'm going to keep the rest of this short. So I got back into Pokemon Go because there's lots of Pokestops and stuff like that. So that's been fun. I've been exploring the city, and I've been taking my dog on long walks. Yeah, the dream of the 90s is alive in my life. And I've just been playing Pokemon Go, which has been fun. I've been taking my dog on walks and just spinning stops and catching mons. So that's fun. I just hit level 40, if anyone cares. That's a pretty big mark, but grind to level 50 is astonishing because every level from here on out is the entire amount of experience it took to get to level 40 you have to get to level 41.
Damn.
And then exponential from there. It's brutal. I don't know. Yeah, it's
Wow.
gnarly.
It's like
Look at this graph.
That's a long one.
yeah, but it's funny.
It is funny.
It's it's funnier with the video because he's holding up a graph.
I got it. I was
hope
imagining me showing you like different levels and how much experience it takes in Pokemon.
See, it works. It also works.
Good job, Gage. Good job.
Fuck yeah.
Debatable.
Good times. Good times.
I went through and did another run in Starfield for some reason. I was just feeling like it the other night and just brought my character all the way through and did another like Prestige or
That a
whatever you
new
want to call
game
it.
plus or whatever. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Cool.
That was fun. I like did barely any missions. I just like because the way that New Game Plus works, like you can kind of cruise through those New Game Plus runs, which is fun.
Yeah.
So I just did that. It was fun, and I just remember that game was cool. And then I uninstalled it because it was taking up like 100 gigs on my computer on my hard drive.
Big.
So I was like, you know what? I want to like spend a little more time in this game, and then set it to rest. So I did, and that was fun. Watch Fallout like we talked about. That was great. Or I haven't finished it, but I'm like 4 episodes in. Finished the show The 3 Body Problem on Netflix.
Okay.
I highly recommend. It's getting kind of like mixed reviews. I think the story is already kind of obtuse, and so people who only try it out for like 1 or 2 episodes might be like, "What the fuck am I going after?" But once the MacGuffin is kind of explained, then it becomes a very different show. So I would say like give it like 3 episodes, and if it doesn't grip you by then, leave it be. But if it does, I thought it was well done. It balanced. I think the changes they made from the book make a lot of sense to adapt it to a TV show. It's definitely not like a 1 season long thing. It's definitely going to be multiple seasons. So don't expect to like have this nice final resolution at the end of the first series.
I just hope that they actually finish it.
That is a concern for sure.
That is, I'm just worried about that because Netflix is notorious for not finishing things.
Yeah, they definitely are, as are David Benioff and DB Weiss, who are the showrunners.
So,
Right.
I'm hoping they actually finish it.
Yeah, me too. To be fair, I don't really know how they could finish it in a TV show. That shit gets so fucking heady by book 3. I don't know, but they're making good changes that I think like simplify things a little bit to make it a little bit more digestible for like a narrative in a television show. But it's got some really cool elements, and just like it's kind of it starts out as kind of a thriller, then goes a little bit more hard sci-fi. So I think it's worth a watch. And then finally, thank you. I've been crushing out on Harold Halibut. And what a game Harold Halibut is. I'm absolutely infatuated with this game. You guys played a 5-minute gamer on it, so check that out on the Neon Gaming Dimension channel. It didn't do so well as 5 minutes of it because it's such a narrative heavy game.
Yeah.
But holy shit, what the animation in this is stunning. It's absolutely out of this world. It's like Wallace and Gromit clay or like stop motion clay animation if you've ever seen it. And the narrative is really intriguing. I just got to the point where like the story turns and you kind of figure out what's happening, and it's really, really cool. Yeah, that's my WYBNOO.
Sweet. Yeah, that's a classic Steven pick for 5-minute gamer right there.
Yeah.
Something that is like a lot of talking and stuff. We're like, hurry, skip all the guy dialogue. Fuck, what's happening?
It's only that.
I mean, literally, there's parts of that game that specifically like highlight the fact that you're waiting in like a waiting room, and it's like just funny, like sitting in a waiting room for a second and being like trying to talk to the person next to you, and then the person next to you being like, stop talking to me, I'm like reading a magazine. And then and you're like, oh, okay, I'm sorry, and then you like get kind of sad and have to wait for longer. It's like it's literally like the humor of it is so much that like you're doing these menial tasks throughout the day, and then shit starts to go kind of crazier and crazier. But it's got great dry humor and stuff. It's funny and charming, and there's like a musical scene kind of that's like really heartwarming. It like kind of made me like feel a little feel some feelings, and anyways, it's a good game.
Yeah. Don't spoil it too much.
I won't. It's just yeah.
Steven.
Yeah, might be quick. I played some Diablo 4. I'm in the third act now.
Ooh, okay.
Been a slow burn for me, but I'm kind of digging the story. Like,
Yeah.
threes was definitely throwaway for me, the story.
Yeah.
But four, I'm actually invested in somewhat. Like when I just saw a person die that was important to some other person, and I almost teared up because it was a well done scene. It was a very well done scene. They always do really well with their cutscenes, though. So, yeah, that's kind of fitting for the hell theme, right?
Oh yeah. Definitely
Sorry,
definitely skip all the side quests your first playthrough, because you want to get through the campaign so that you can get to the end game and skip the campaign if you want later. Because if you dwell on side quests, you won't level up much and you won't get anywhere. Just do the campaign only.
Dang it! So I've been doing the exact wrong thing and doing everything in an area before I move on.
There's so many side quests; it's like impossible.
You will have time to get to them later, is what I hear.
Trust me,
that's nice. They're not like walled off by leaving them for now.
They're gonna be all in your face all the time, always. So just get that campaign done. Sorry,
Fantastic.
Steven.
No, you're good. I was gonna say, like, actually following the main campaign seems to be the better way to go.
Yeah,
cool.
Just your first time.
But yeah. So that's fun. That's a lot of fun. I'm playing as a necromancer, right?
Sweet. What's your build?
I think I'm like level 25 now, and I have to go to a quest to get the golems, and I was really excited about that.
Cool.
My build revolves around corpse explosions.
Nice.
And I have like a helmet that, like, when you activate blood mist and go near the corpses, it activates the explosions on them, and then that triggers something else, and then it's
There you go.
Definitely fun. Definitely just like semi-mindless, unless it's the cutscenes, right? But like you can get like I'm on veteran right now, the world tier 2, because I was like, I'm not gonna play on easy. No, I want a little bit of a challenge.
Well, and Diablo's difficulties aren't really like difficulties. Right. It's just as you get stronger, you just want to bump it up because you just get more rewards out of it. It's not that much harder.
They do get harder, but I will say it's more like just about crowd management.
Yeah.
In those games, right?
Yeah,
and fighting, so
dodge,
Yep.
all that stuff. Yeah.
Like know when to take the hit and when to dodge, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Diablo 4 is awesome. They have a new season coming up soon, I think. But
the 15th, I believe, of next month, or 14th, 5/14, I believe, is when season 4 drops, and then the game is going to be redone in like a perfect way. It's going to be at its zenith.
You think so?
Guaranteed, yeah. Itemization. What?
I was gonna say, how do you know?
Because they've revealed all of the big changes coming in season 4, and the itemization changes will change literally like the way the whole game works, essentially. Because most of the game is you loot stuff and you equip it, but then you find a lot of shit you can't use, so you're breaking it down all the time. Now they're going to make the loot like less in number but more in meaning, and it'll be easier to like tweak gear to actually work for you and not just be a complete like random number generator as much. So it'll be like amazing during season 4.
So yeah, that should be fun. I watched the Fallout show, just the first episode. I was tired that night, but we got through the first episode with my girlfriend, and she liked it too. I think she might have liked it more than I did. And I'm just thinking maybe the humor didn't hit for me because I was expecting something different. And then hopefully in the continuations, it'll make more sense, right?
Yeah.
Because it's very, very serious. And then, obviously there's something that happens and it changes the dynamic, I feel like, once that thing happens. And then you don't really get to expound upon that until, I'm assuming, the next episode. And so, I got my second Balatro win, so I'd like to put that on here.
I'm jealous.
The red deck, the green deck was the first one. I think it's probably the easiest one.
Badass.
And then the red deck was difficult. It took me a lot longer to get the red deck, I think. But
I'm happy for you.
You'll get it. You will get it.
Jacob, I saw Jacob struggling on Twitter earlier today.
It's just about the synergies, man.
Don't even. I don't want to hear it.
Synergies, bro. Come on.
It just sounds like you're just playing it wrong, Jacob.
Maybe he's like too stoned when he's playing it. I
It's
don't know.
user error, dude.
I'm never stoned when I'm playing it.
Well, then maybe you need to be stoned when you're playing it.
That might be. You might be right. You might be honest. I might be overthinking it.
It's true. It's true. You are the strategy guy too, which is funny, right? Because I'm not typically the guy for strategy shit.
Well, this
So
is more.
yeah.
This is a card game, and card games, I'm like, I don't know. I'm just not as lucky with. It's my problem is the luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not finding the luck.
I hedge against the luck because I'm paranoid, right? I'm like, well, what if this happens? I'm going to need this to back up, and that usually saves my ass, right? So
Jerry says maybe try being Stonewall. Exactly. Yeah. That could be right. No, I'll get there. It's just that the red deck is one of the hardest decks to use.
It is.
And like to unlock the next deck, I have to beat it with the red deck. So then I'm just like, fuck all the other decks. I'm gonna get the red deck done, and so that I'm just focused on that. But I don't know. We'll see eventually.
Yeah, it's really good. That's
Great game.
pretty much my WYBNOO.
Cool.
I don't really have anything else. So
Okay, now it is my turn, baby. Fallout show, excellent. We finished the whole thing in 2 days. Friday night, Saturday, during the day. Joy and I binged that shit. We knocked it out. It was incredible. Fuck you if you think it should come out weekly. That is my thoughts. It's great that it's done for me. I'm still going to talk about it. I'm not going to forget about it in a week like everyone's saying, oh, this week, every week. Fuck you. Let me watch a show all at once. I'm happy.
You know what?
I love it.
I would actually prefer it if it came out once a week.
Okay, I'm going to skirt that. I'm fuck you too, bro. Because
I think that's
I hate you
guys.
I kind of like when shows come out like that.
Stop
It's
it.
pretty cool. It gives you something to look
Don't
forward
care.
to.
Don't care. I'm done.
Something to look
It's
forward to.
over. I watched it. Don't fucking care. It's amazing. Great show.
Okay.
But because Fallout is over, of course, I started playing Fallout 76 again, which is a great game. It's a great game. I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I'm determined to beat that game.
I'm sure
finally.
it's a whole new world since when I played it, which was like,
Was it at launch when you played?
not quite, but right after. Yeah.
It wasn't when all the humans were there, right? Because it used to have like no people.
Right. It was
just
it was
robots.
before NPCs for sure. Yeah.
Now there's NPCs everywhere, and like there's a lot going on, so it really does feel like Fallout but online.
That's awesome.
So it's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's like right now it's free if you have Amazon Prime to claim on PC and Xbox. And it's also just straight up free for tonight and I think tomorrow night for everyone. So try it out if you like, whatever. It's a good game, but I'm back on it. I'm committed to playing it. Although immediately after saying that, I played Grounded yesterday because the Fully Yoked update came out, which was cool. But where the fuck are the gnats? I can't find the gnats. They're hiding the gnats. Dude, when I first played Grounded, there was gnats everywhere, bumping into me.
Too many gnats, dude.
Just bzz, bzz, bzz. Now there's 0 gnats, and you have to look for
You're
them.
right.
I'm like, what the fuck? Where's the goddamn gnats? And I need the gnat fuzz to build some weapons. So I'm like, I don't know. I stopped playing that. Went back to 76. Other cool thing that happened.
Grounded was really fun for a while there.
Yeah, no, I mean, it still is fun. I do want to play more, but I would like to play it multiplayer. So hint, hint.
Totally.
Diablo 4, I got all the renown rewards. Every single renown reward for every zone is complete, which means I have all 4 extra Paragon points for each thing. That's an extra 10. Wait, what's 8 times 4 again? Or wait, what's 5 times 4? 20. Yep. I have 20 extra Paragon points. That was Miguel. That was bad Dungeon Master math right there. Like you know me. Yeah, so that's an extra 20 Paragon points off the bat for every new character, which is incredible. If you do get all the renown rewards done in one playthrough, including finding all of the statues of Lilith, they're unlocked for every future character. So keep that in mind. If you get those done, you don't ever have to do it again, which is cool. So yeah, I'm happy I finally got that done the other day. Yeah, like I said, I'll never win at Balatro.
You'll get there. Look. I'll help you win at Balatro if you help me win at Ark Survival Ascended, which I was going to ask if you played.
I did, and I didn't like it.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
I thought it was shitty. So, it didn't run well for some stupid reason, even though it doesn't look great. It's not optimized well for whatever hardware situation I got going on.
It looked really pretty on my PC.
Yeah, I mean,
but you got that new. Well, both of you have new sexy PCs.
I had it pumped up to like ultra and stuff, but then it was stuttering in weird ways that like other games don't, and so I was like, "There's something weird going on," and I just didn't have the patience for it. And I'm just like, "Fuck this game." There's other better survival games, so at least I tried it. And then I've been trying out a bunch of anime for like episodes, like episode 1s of a lot of shit, you know. So a couple ones I liked off the bat. Odd Taxi, cool. Want to watch more? Spy X Family, finally watched episode 1 of that. Cool, should watch more. Freerin, which I'm really stoked on, so I've watched more than one episode of that. God's Game We Play is kind of weird. Check it out. It's almost like Squid Game, but like an anime in a way. And then Zom 100, really unique art style for that show. It's really cool. Soul crushing corporate sadness in that first episode, but really it's about a zombie apocalypse. I recommend watching that first episode. And right now,
say the name of that again. Sorry.
Zom 100.
Okay.
Like
cool.
ZOM 100. Check that out.
Cool.
And then right now, my current obsession, besides obviously watching Gundam Update on One Piece, I'm on episode 417. Holy shit, there's a lot of episodes of the show. The show I'm really all about right now, even watching it subtitled, Haikyuu, which is a show about volleyball. It's incredible. You should watch it. And then
I've heard good things about that, actually. So yeah, totally.
That's all I got. Goodbye, WYBNOO. Hello, Eclipses. Jesus Christ.
That was a good WYBNOO segment. We needed to catch up. You know, that's good.
I guess so.
Clear out the WYBNOO sinuses.
We should get a wrap it up sound.
We did it!
We did
Wrap it up.
That's this one. That's this one. That's the.
It was bad. It had nothing, no fire, no energy, no nothing.
You're a smart motherfucker. That's right.
Sweet. So let's talk about eclipses, guys. So what is an eclipse?
Do it.
What is an eclipse? An eclipse is an astronomical event that occurs when an astronomical object or spacecraft is temporarily obscured by passing into the shadow of another body or by having another body pass between it and the viewer. The term eclipse is most often used to describe either a solar eclipse when the moon shadow crosses the Earth's surface or a lunar eclipse when the moon moves into the Earth's shadow. However, it can also refer to such events beyond the Earth-Moon system. For example, a planet moving into the shadow cast by one of its moons, a moon passing into the shadow cast by its host planet, or a moon passing into the shadow of another moon. Damn, moons can even eclipse each other. That's interesting. A binary star system can also produce eclipses if the plane of the orbit of its constituent stars intersects the observer's position. So, eclipses are more than just sun and moon, lol.
That's so more cool. I've never even thought of the idea that like you could be in a ship and eclipse something else with your ship. That's so cool. Yeah. Like, what if we built like a super, mega Dyson sphere-esque like mobile Death Star looking thing, and then it eclipsed like a moon? That'd be sexy.
Simpsons did it.
Simpsons did it. Damn it.
Miguel, right?
Not quite in that way, but yeah.
Simpsons did it. Simpsons did it.
Thank you.
Fucking what was it? That one episode.
Fucking
Mr. Burns. Mr. Burns is trying to make everyone use power all the time. Anyway.
Yeah, that's what happens. Okay, cool. So that's out of the way. We just wanted to define what an eclipse was. There was an eclipse last week. It was pretty cool. We'll talk about Miguel's trip on that in just a sec. In fact, wait. Let's talk about that right now. Let's get that out of the way.
Yeah, totally.
Just because that's the physical thing that happened. I mean, Mochi Squeeze bought us some solar viewer glasses, which are cool. I brought those to work, and I had extras to give out so that all my coworkers can watch them or look at it, and it was really cool. But it was wild. Like from Vegas, we weren't in path of totality. It was about 51% or something. You could look at it, and it almost looked like like a crescent moon to some degree. So what was everybody else's views of the eclipse? Did you see it?
I missed it. I didn't look at it. So.
Okay.
I was Portland is pretty far north, so we're at about 20%. But it was still cool. It cut off a solid chunk, like you said. It was like a fat crescent moon. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And it was really nice. There's this thing called OMSI, which I think is like the Oregon Museum of Science and something. But it's a really cool organization. They have like a OMSI after dark for on the first Thursday of every month, or no, just Thursdays in general, where they like have drinks and music and stuff. But you can also go see all the cool Stony exhibits and things like that.
Nice.
But they were giving out free eclipse classes, so I went down there the morning of and grabbed a couple, and then we were just walking around our neighborhood. There's a place called Reed College near us. That has all these big open fields. So there was a bunch of people just out there in the big open field watching it. And so I handed out some extra glasses and stuff, and that was fun. And I was able to see a little bit of it. And it was just, it's cool when like humans get together to stare up at the sky and be like, we're small. So that's fun. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Miguel, tell us about your trip, man.
So, what I'll say is I saw the eclipse in, what was it, October? That went through Utah. That was not a total eclipse, obviously. That was a fire eclipse.
Yep.
Was that a lunar eclipse?
No, it's still it's during the day.
Solar, yeah.
But the sun or the moon covers the sun, but it looks like a ring of fire.
Yeah.
So you just end up with a circle of fire, which is really fucking cool. My first thought was Lord of the Rings, right? Lord of the Rings rule the ball. Whatever, right? So I drove like 4 hours. I sat there. It kind of got a little dark, but it didn't get like completely dark night, right?
Yeah.
So I saw that, and in anticipation, I'd already been wanting to go to see this one, the total, because I'd never seen a total solar eclipse. Has anyone seen a total solar eclipse?
The one that was it was 2017?
17?
Yeah. Well, I was in New York, and so we were pretty darn close to the path of totality for that one. It wasn't, I don't think it was 100% where we were, but it got like fully, like, not quite pitch black, but like deep dusk. You know what I mean?
What did you see, though, when you looked up at the sun after you took your glasses off? Or were you not able to take the glasses off?
I was, the way I saw it was I was near an elementary school, and they were letting us use a welding mask. As people walked by. So I only got to look up for a second. So it wasn't during the full eclipse, but the main cool part of it was just seeing New York go pretty much to like dusk for a second in the middle of the afternoon. But yeah.
That's so nice.
I guess what I'll say is I didn't expect to see what I saw, and when I saw it, it was fucking amazing. Like,
cool.
Like you wear the glasses, it's cool. Partials are cool. Like, but as it continually goes, right? You're wearing the glasses, and once it's at totality, the glasses do nothing. You need to take them off because that's where the actual show is.
Wow.
Like, you take them off, and then you see the actual corona of the sun with your naked eyes, and I could totally 100% understand why, if someone didn't know this was coming, and they were sitting there, and the day just went completely dark and the birds got quiet, and then you looked up and then you saw like a ring of light just kind of dancing around, and you could kind of see solar flares, if I'm not mistaken.
Whoa.
With your naked eye. I could see why you might think God was angry, or, like, I totally fucking get it. Like, and then like after like totality's ending, you get this like just like this bright light that just shines on you, and like it kind of blinds you, obviously, and then you have to put the glasses back on because the sun's coming out. But like I had never experienced that. I highly recommend it for anybody. Like, I wouldn't say it was life changing, but in a way it kind of was, because like now like Polly Pocket didn't think she'd experience what she experienced, essentially.
Very cool.
So now she wants to actually go. We're going to try and plan for Iceland in 2026, because that's the next one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So
Nice.
the next, go ahead.
No, nice. Cool.
Yeah, like, yeah, no. So, but like I totally skipped the whole part of the trip where I was bummed out, where I was flying out on Sunday, and the forecast was cloudy. And Polly Pocket didn't want to go. We were at the airport, and she goes, "Well, we're not going to see anything anyway." Yeah, you're right. So we went with the anticipation of, let's just go. We'll go look at, where JFK got shot. We'll try and go to the JFK Museum. We'll go to the memorial things in the city.
Oh, this was in Dallas?
We went to Dallas, yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
So, so we fly out, we do that, we're hanging out, and then the next day we go, well, let's go to the Holocaust Museum. Something light.
yeah,
something light for the weekend.
Yeah.
So, we go. I will say, it was a night.
We're just having fun.
Yes, exactly. So it was cloudy. It was the morning of, and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to see shit. I brought my glasses anyway. We go to the Holocaust Museum. We get there around 10. It's not very big. So, in comparison to the other Holocaust Museum that I've been to, so the one in D.C., I think I was there for 5 hours. Dallas, we took maybe 2. And that was kind of rushing through the end of it. So, but it's still a good museum. Totally check it out if you're down there. But so we go and we come out and I see the sun. I'm like, holy shit! And the eclipse had already started. So we put our glasses on. You can see the partial. And okay, now I got to find a place to stand.
Yeah. And
watch this shit where there's no buildings. So then we end up going back to this place that we hung out the day before, and thankfully, the clouds just it was like the clouds were there and someone parted the clouds and said, you guys get to see this celestial event today.
Nice.
Congratulations. Because the very next day, it was cloudy and rainy the whole day.
Wow.
So we got super fucking lucky, dude. I was really worried that I had blown a bunch of money because it was not cheap. Because I didn't plan it super ahead of time. We bought tickets maybe a month or 2 before to fly out there. We got a hotel room, which luckily wasn't too expensive, but it wasn't cheap either.
Yeah.
So but overall, just to see it, to take those glasses off, dude, and see it with your naked eyes and just see the corona of the sun, it's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Again, I wouldn't necessarily say it's life changing, but it kind of is almost, because it's not something we see every day.
No,
If you saw it every day, we wouldn't give 2 shits, right? But
for sure,
just to see that, I totally get why people chase these things. And I would love to see one from a plane. That'd be so fucking cool. I'd probably pay for that now, after having actually seen it.
Yeah,
that'd be wild. That'd be something. That'd be something else.
Super fucking crazy, right? But incredible. Just fucking goddamn incredible. It's totally worth the money. Totally worth the time off of work.
Smells like there's a candle lit, but then there's no candle going in here.
Did you fart?
No.
Is there a fire?
No. I hope, I have my window open. Someone might be on fire outside. You never know.
Someone out there is burning the bush.
I know
cool. That's cool. That's cool, man. I really like things like that where you're I don't know, meteor showers, all that kind of stuff just reminds us that and we don't see the stars enough as people anymore. You know what I mean? I think before the amount of light pollution that was around, you were just constantly gifted with this huge map of the universe above your heads. And when I was down in Central America traveling for 6 months, there was so many nights where you're out in the jungle and you're just, you're in pitch black and just see the entirety of the Milky Way. And down there's all these sections, all these sections of Mayan ruins that have all these cutouts where they used to put water in rock, and then they would be able to draw the stars using water to reflect the sky above them, so that the stars would reflect into the water, and they'd be able to essentially chart the stars the right way, right? Because if you're looking up and trying to draw the stars, it's opposite, right? So pretty cool stuff. I like that. It's a something that connects us to our deeper existence,
Yeah, I do know what some weed smells like. I just wanted to put that out there.
Really, man.
Well, nowadays people are smoking all kinds of weird vapes and shit. It could smell like vanilla.
It's a candle.
Yeah.
Someone is burning a candle.
Did you
My
fart?
farts don't smell like candles. Although that would be nice.
That.
I do. You'll have to do some experimentation. Cool, man. That sounded like a great trip, though.
It was
that's
fucking
cool.
awesome, dude. Yeah.
Sweet.
And then, I did the other trip, and I'll talk about that at some other point.
Sweet. Awesome, guys.
Wait,
well,
what kind of trip? Like an ayahuasca trip?
no.
No.
That is on the docket in the future, though. You know what I mean?
Ayahuasca? I don't know about ayahuasca.
Not
dude.
ayahuasca, but some psychedelics.
Like some mushrooms or something. Yeah, I'm down for that.
Dimethyltryptamine.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not down for ayahuasca from some shaman in the Las Vegas garage. I don't know if I want to do that shit, dude.
Ayahuasca
I
makes
been
you
invited.
Or some fake ass like ecotourism shaman down in Central America either. You gotta watch out.
I mean, is he fake though? If he's down there,
there's some scammers. There's some scammers. You gotta watch out.
Let's not get into this.
All I'll say is Peru. If you want ayahuasca, it's fucking everywhere.
Well, yeah, that's true. You just cut it off.
All the tour companies are like ayahuasca trip, and they literally mean like. But anyway.
Yeah, it's a vibe.
We'll do an episode on ayahuasca tourism. That'd be fun.
That'd be fun.
Let's get into more eclipse bullshit. So
Exactly.
There's eclipses have affected history in ways. Gage, I know you have some kind of one that you want to talk about. I don't know if it's any of these, but if I do get to it, just let me know.
Hell yeah.
We'll swap over to it. But I have this article, and we'll kind of like flip through these really quick. 6 eclipses from the History Channel. 6 eclipses that influence history.
Awesome.
So there was the one that spells doom for the Hsi and Ho dynasties in China.
Ho, yeah.
Hsi?
C, just the C. The H is silent.
C and Ho, I guess. So yeah, that happened. That's cool. It happened like when the dynasty was about to crumple or something like that? I don't know. I didn't read this. Did you sound like you know what you're talking about?
Just a little bit.
You know
it was just a bad omen.
There you go.
And it was one of those things where, there was a couple of it was kind of the end of an empire already. And it was just kind of like it happened right as things were really about to powder keg out, and
the legend tells of 2 royal astronomers who had shirked their duties and gotten drunk on the job and got beheaded by the emperor.
Brutal.
Well, that's kind of crazy. Yeah. Inspires a truce between Lydians and Medes.
The Medes. So this is the one I was talking about. This is called the Battle of the Eclipse.
All right, cool. I'm going to pull up the audio from that other podcast. Dan Carlin's Hardcore History. Let's listen to it.
Yeah, sure.
We'll listen to him, and you tell me when, and then you can pick it up from there.
To say he says, she says, this historian claims, we've heard from Herodotus, there is a solar eclipse that happens on May 28th, 585 BCE. And at the time that solar eclipse happened, which, by the way, Herodotus says a Greek predicted, claiming it was the first time that had ever been done. I'm sure the Babylonians probably pulled off a few of those correctly. Who knows? Modern astronomers, of course, have no problem going back and with precision calculating the date of that past astronomical event, which is why we have a rare confirmable fact at this point in the story. But when that eclipse happened, the Medes and the Lydians happened to be fighting a battle. And Herodotus says, as it was warming up, as the battle was getting hot, there goes the sun. Now, if you are an ancient person, with the religious beliefs you must imagine many of these ancient people had, there are few atheists in the ancient world, and sometimes it can be very superstitious indeed, as you might imagine. Now you're involved in a battle, man killing man. Both sides have almost certainly had sacrifices and the omens examined, and they're looking at the liver and saying, is this a good day to attack, and all these kinds of things. And then in the middle of the battle, the sun goes out.
Okay. That was over a minute. Dan Carlin kind of talks slow.
He does. And when I think about it, it's like that whole episode. That
was probably like a 10-minute clip you thought was 1 minute.
That episode is like 6 hours long, and it's part of a 3-part series. So,
nope.
yeah.
Oh my.
No thanks.
But hey, I love Dan Carlin so
I know
fucking
you
much.
talk about him all the time, and now we got
I
him on the
know.
podcast.
I know.
Sorry,
no,
Dan Carlin, and also thank you. Don't sue us.
Right.
He'll be fine. He's an old school podcast lover. He's
Yeah.
cool with it, man.
I know he's a big deal.
But yeah, it's really cool. There was this Cyrus the Great, the son of Xyraxes, who's the son of Xerxes, or no, Cyrus is the grandfather of Xerxes, who the famous Battle of Thermopylae,
With all
the Persian
the
Empire.
piercings on his nipples and stuff.
Sure, that might have been a bit of a fucking.
He's like 8 feet tall, and he's
no. That is what it was.
Zack Snyder. Yeah,
that's exactly what it was.
Might have had a little bit of white savior fucking idea there with the, whatever.
Do you want to join my kingdom?
Yeah.
Why is it Watto?
That's what my best Xerxes impression. Thank you.
He's like, you want to join my kingdom? He's like, he sounds like,
want to join my kingdom?
It was bad. It had no fire, no energy, no nothing.
Excellent.
Pierced.
But yeah, so Cyrus the Great is anyways, it's a battle between the Medes and the Lydians. The Lydians are kind of like a Scythian steppe tribe type of vibe. So they had killed the son who they had sent as an envoy to learn from their archers, and they like chopped him up and fed him to the king. There's a whole big thing. Started this whole big war. But because of this eclipse, both sides stopped fighting because they were so completely enamored by the fact that the sun went out, and they thought, oh, the god, this would have been like these would have been, I can't even remember the name of the god right now. But these were old Assyrian type of vibes. Why can't I think of it? Anyways, it'll come back to me. But anyways, they think that essentially they shouldn't be fighting, and so they literally lay down their arms. And eclipses don't take very long, right? So this must have happened in a number of minutes. But literally both sides just like refuse to fight, and therefore envoys from both parties come together and essentially make a truce, and the entire war gets settled because of this eclipse, which is pretty wild to think about.
That is pretty crazy.
Yeah, so it's a cool moment in history, and it's cool that a scientific fact, the fact that we know retroactively that the correct date of this thing happened, also tells us that this moment in time that Herodotus, who's like very much a almost like more like a playwright and kind of gossip column for the ancient world more than a historian, like a lot of his tales are very illustrated in the way that like they're more for like almost like historical fiction rather than history, even though he's like one of our first historians. But it's cool that there's this date that actually lines up, so it actually means at least this thing he's talking about is actually factual, which is cool. So
nice.
If you haven't ever read Herodotus, there's a couple of really good translations, and it's like one of the only texts that's not the Bible that talks about the history of this era, which is obviously kind of lost to time. So, yeah,
that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Steven, what do you think of that?
I think it goes over my head just a little bit.
All right, same.
6 hours of podcast, definitely drilled into him. I think it's interesting though.
It's 18 hours of podcast in 3 episodes.
I was gonna say, listen to 20 hours of Dan Carlin, and maybe you can grasp it.
And then I'll understand. No, but it is interesting though that like they were so affected by this event, and there's parallels to draw from that and Miguel's experience here, right? He was affected, and they were so affected back then that they just there's like, okay, we're done fighting. That means like, look, there's some crazy shit going on in the sky. Okay,
like I said, it's like once it goes completely dark and you look up and you see what you see.
Yeah,
I totally get it.
Word,
I get it.
Lay your weapons down. The sun is
so
on
the
break.
effect of that, right? And like it makes you feel so small, and when it like and almost powerless, but like kind of really, I don't know, like you have a place, sort of.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And you think about it, like we knew it was coming. We knew it was going to happen. For that to happen, and you don't know that it's going to happen, it's even more, like a more powerful experience, I would imagine.
Wow.
Totally. And with all the superstition and religious
of course,
connotation that comes with that period of time, like,
Yep.
Yeah.
Of course.
It's wild.
I get
That
it.
period of time? You mean all time, forever,
all
including now?
Yeah. Exactly.
There was
Yeah.
also this event where Athens was all fucked over by Sparta because the sun made it, or the eclipse made it dark outside, and they were like,
shit.
"Oh shit, it's dark," and the Spartans just ripped and teared Athens. That happened.
That's
and
awesome.
Also, apparently, Christopher Columbus was saved from starvation because of a
Oh,
lunar
good.
eclipse. Great. So then he can go starve and rape and
In
pillage a bunch of
1504.
people.
Wow, yeah.
Bunch
So he was a young
Have you
guy.
guys seen a lunar eclipse?
Oh no, he's an older dude.
No, I don't know, man. I don't
Yes,
think
I've
so.
seen many a lunar eclipse actually. I haven't seen a full solar, but many a lunar. Yeah, which is cool.
Yeah, lunars are pretty cool. They're not as dramatic, obviously, but
Because it's already dark.
already. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're pretty cool.
They are cool though.
I do
And the
wanna see
moon
it.
gets all yellow and red, which is fun.
Yeah,
Whoa.
Yeah.
Different colored stuff is awesome. Cool. So now let's get into the fun.
I wish we had more celestial bodies in general. Like I wish there was like 6 or 8 bodies that we could see in the sky.
Dude,
all the
chill.
time.
yeah, that would be so fucking cool. Or another
Chill,
sun.
bro. We
I'd be
don't
down
need
for another
more
sun, dude.
planets. We
It
don't
would
need
fuck
more
with our-
planets, man.
You know,
don't
there's
know.
a good chance that we wouldn't have the life on Earth that we do today if that
If
was
you
the case,
start
but-
stacking planets in the solar system, you have competing life forms and
There's gonna be, like,
intergalactic wars and shit.
People's periods are going to be like every 8 days.
If you're gonna sit here and tell me you aren't afraid of aliens trying to destroy us, you need to spin 360 degrees and try harder. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not afraid.
Okay.
As long as I can have sexual relations with them, I'm here for it.
I am not afraid.
I am not afraid of you,
Be
little.
careful what you wish for, Gage.
Right? You may get it just
Don't
in a
know
form
what
you
you're
don't
getting
want.
into. God,
Bring it
no.
on.
You're
Bring it
barking
on.
up the right tree, baby. So
Grades, make me part of your hybrid program. I'm ready.
stop.
Stop.
Also, it's cigar-shaped things. They can put that in your butt. You know what I mean? There's a lot of cigar-shaped ships these days.
You could put
know what
stuff
I
in
mean?
your butt now. You don't need aliens to do that.
Cigar-shaped. So here's the fun part of the episode where we just look at popular media and video games and stuff. Where all these eclipses, right? So we talked about some historical stuff. Thank you, Dan Harmon, again for your generous donation of your intense 2 minutes of 18 hours. And then Gage for breaking it down for us. But let's talk about all the dumb bullshit that humans like to write because eclipses are cool. So here's a bunch of movies with eclipses in it. 2001: A Space Odyssey has an eclipse in it.
Oh yeah, like the first shot of the not the first shot. The first shot after the it's the first shot, right?
It's the monkey shit.
I think it is the opening shot. Yeah.
It's the opening shot.
Where
It's
that
during
song
the
comes from? Yeah,
You know, the whole, yeah.
Duh, and it's the monkeys hitting the obelisk and shit. Yeah, that happens in there. Apocalypto, which I thought was a pretty fun movie. There's an eclipse in that.
It was fun. Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool. Avatar: The Way of Water, which I haven't seen, and I don't know when I'll see.
Seen that either.
Apparently has one in it.
It's a good movie.
Is it a good movie?
Yeah, it's better than the first one for me.
Cool, that's awesome.
Oh wow. Okay.
I do need to see it, but eventually.
Yeah,
I will.
one time I'll see it. Yeah.
The movie Dragon Slayer has it in there, and it stars that one dude who is like Vigo's henchman in the second Ghostbuster film, and he's also in a bunch of other things. You know, the guy's like, Vigo, oh yes, I'm the guy at the museum. You know, I'm talking about that guy.
I don't think I've ever seen Ghostbusters 2.
The fuck? Watch Ghostbusters 2,
I just don't think I have. I don't know.
It's not the best, but I'd still
It's
say
good.
it's at least worth one watch.
Is that the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man? No,
That
that's in the
is.
first.
No.
Yes.
Oh, then
Wait.
Yes.
no,
Yes.
then I've seen it. I've
Yes.
seen it.
That's the second one?
Yes. Everybody thinks the second one and the first one are the same fucking movie, and
First
they're
one's
not.
Gozer, right?
Everybody,
The first one's Gozer.
everybody remembers stuff from the second movie, and they're like, "I've never seen it. It all happened in the first one, but it didn't. It happened in the fucking second one." Just so you know, Dragon Slayer is a pretty bad sword and sorcerer film, but yes, that has an eclipse in it. Dune Part 2 has an eclipse in it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, it sure does.
I haven't seen that yet.
There's a movie called Eclipse. I hope there's an eclipse in that one. What else? From Dusk Till Dawn 2, Texas Blood Money has an eclipse.
Oh, Gerald's Game has
Never
one.
seen that.
There's-
Gerald's
this is
Game does have.
From Dusk Till Dawn 2?
I don't remember that.
Right, I didn't even know
I
that there was a second one.
I haven't seen the second one. Hellboy has an eclipse in it because that's.
I would just like to put this out
they
here,
summon him.
Jacob.
Yeah, what's up?
Mr. Sweetness was the final antagonist of the Ghostbusters in the first film. So according to the fandom.
No, the
Ghostbusters
second
website.
movie has the Stay Puft Marshmallow.
I mean, it's right here. It's right here.
Okay, whatever. The second one has the Statue of Liberty, and it's not in the same movie. Then whatever. Fuck you.
That's what I thought, dude. I thought he was.
This is
the first
dumb.
one.
Okay, this is a dumb conversation. There's no
Did I
eclipses
I-
in Ghostbusters.
I honestly,
let it go. Let it
you're
go.
the one who doesn't know what you're talking about.
No, it's because you forget things that happened in the second one didn't happen in the first one. I'm right about that.
They do all mixed together.
Okay,
I'm
I
with
feel
you.
like
I'm
yes,
with you.
they do get mixed. I'll give you that much.
I could be wrong about one point that I yelled about.
That's your main point that you were yelling about.
No, I was yelling about everything about it. Everything about it. Okay, anyway, it doesn't matter. Hellboy.
Completely badass.
That's right. Gerald's Game has a really awesome eclipse moment because it turns like the whole bedroom red. And it's pretty metal. If you've never seen Gerald's Game, you really should watch it. It's really fucked up and awesome.
that was a good movie.
I thought it was
definitely
good,
a good
yeah.
movie.
Lady Hawk has one. Little Shop of Horrors has one. Lara Croft Tomb Raider, the movie version of the game, has one.
I thought the Hellboy one was kind of cool too, where it opened up the gate to hell. I think so.
Yeah, that's how they summon him, right? Like I think at the very beginning.
Yeah,
he's
something
a
like
little
that.
baby.
Yeah.
Mhm. And then of course, lest
Rogue
we
One.
forget, the movie Pitch Black is about
Right.
a long ass
yeah.
eclipse, which is
Yeah, that's right.
which is totally and completely badass.
Cool as fuck, man. That movie's so good. Also, yeah, like this, I want. I mean, I don't know exactly how I want it, but just more Chronicles of Riddick, man, of some kind. Not
Keep 'em
Chronicles of
coming.
Riddick.
Keep
More
'em
Riddick
coming.
stuff in general. You know what I mean? Can we get an Escape from Butcher Bay 2, or not an Escape from Butcher Bay, but like another Chronicles of
Oh,
Riddick
you mean a
game?
new video game?
Anything, movie,
Sweet.
video game, that'd be great.
Wait,
Yeah.
so were the sequels any good though? I didn't think they were very good.
The third one is it's just called Riddick. That one's good.
Is it? I haven't actually
is
seen
it?
it. I'll watch
Yeah.
it.
That
I'll
one's
watch
good.
it.
Chronicles of Riddick I liked a lot, but I watched
I
it when
liked
I
it.
was like 13, so of course I thought
It's
it was
pretty
cool.
much Warhammer 40K, isn't it? It's like
Yeah.
very similar. Yeah,
straight
yeah.
up. Yeah,
I just thought I felt like
it's cheesy.
from the bits that I don't think I've seen all of it. I just felt like they were trying to add more to the character than in reality was needed to be added. Whereas I felt Pitch Black was perfect by itself.
Well,
was
the-
in my opinion.
The reason, like for the same reasons why you'd like Pitch Black, the movie called Riddick, it's the same thing. It's more of just a contained story, whereas like Chronicles of Riddick wants to be like Star Wars. It wants it to be this space opera, and it's just ridiculous. But I still
It
liked
didn't
it.
hit. I liked it.
I still liked it, but it's
It's during that era of sci-fi where if you go too big without the budget behind it, there's just no way to really land the ship. You know what I mean? Like, there's a couple other movies around that time period that, like, if you don't have a huge Disney budget behind it or something like that, like, there's just no way it's gonna really land. You know?
yeah. I don't know. I just think it's just inherently not a good script.
It was not. No.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day.
It was bad.
Yeah.
It had nothing, no fire, no energy, no nothing.
And that's right
Yeah.
on par because that's from Fifth Element, an excellent fucking sci-fi film.
Fantastic
One of my
movie.
favorite
Yeah, it's a
movies.
great movie.
Punching way above its weight. You know what I mean?
Absolutely love
Yeah.
that movie. Here's a couple other movie. Well, here's some clips or pictures of the movies with them with the actual clip moments. Twilight
Right.
Saga Eclipse had one.
Did it really?
Good.
Apparently, I mean, the
I
movie's
just thought that was an
Well, I
name.
mean, it is named
Called
Eclipse. So I
Eclipse.
hope it would have Eclipse.
there was an Eclipse in Fantasia. An Eclipse in
Fantasia fucking rules,
which
man.
is my
It did.
favorite
It
Disney
was
movie.
awesome.
That's my favorite Disney movie. There you go, Pitch
Oh,
Black, The Seventh
Yeah.
Sign,
Seventh Sign.
Dolores
Dolores
Claiborne. Apparently, yeah.
That's a great fucking movie if you haven't seen
It
that.
is.
I haven't. I
Highly
need to.
recommend it.
Yeah, I have to.
What's her name? Patty Jenkins.
Kathy Bates.
Kathy
Kathy
Bates.
Bates.
dog.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's do this view. Okay, so then here's a eclipse in this movie. Apparently, Oh no, this is okay. This is a video showing a bunch of eclipses and a bunch of media. So
Nice.
here's a movie from the
Whoa.
40s called The King in Connecticut Court or some shit. I don't know what the fuck that was.
Bugs Bunny.
Here's a
Excellent.
Bugs Bunny eclipse
Oh,
moment.
snap.
We'll just let some of these play as we talk. But
I at the end of this one, Jacob, for you, I would like you to pull up that thing I put in the drive where Jacob look.
Oh
Okay.
no!
Sure.
They're gonna get saved by an eclipse because they're gonna get burned by giant micro or what do you call those? Magnifying glasses. Man, Batman, the Batman Adam West series was fucking fantastic.
Had some just random fan service in there too.
So bad but good.
Oh,
sucks to be you,
Oh, there we go.
Poison Ivy, or whoever you are, or who's trying to kill
That
them.
was Catwoman, no?
Oh, there you go. All right.
yeah. Let's look at it. Let's look at a couple others here. We got Apocalypto. Eclipse moment was pretty crazy.
Oh yeah, The Simpsons.
Yeah,
Eclipse
Simpsons,
moment's really
yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic episode.
Marge versus Monorail. Yeah. There you go.
Monorail.
Yes.
So many good eclipse moments. William Shatner eclipse moment here. Here we go. See? There you go. And so it looks like it's moving at the speed of a real eclipse, so we don't need to watch the whole thing. Happened in The Omen apparently too. Yeah, Little Shop of Horrors, like right at the very beginning. Which again, if it's been a while since you've seen Little Shop of Horrors, do yourself a service and put that shit on.
And everyone be nice to Harold Ramis. Remember when he got punched in the face recently? Be nice.
What?
Be nice, guys.
Don't be doing that shit.
He was in New York and he got punched in the face, and he's Harold Ramis, man. Be nice to him.
That's so sad.
Hasn't done to anybody.
I guess the question is, did he do anything?
I think he got cold clocked walking down the street.
People are doing that, man. Don't be cold clocking
That's
people.
not
You
fair.
might
Yeah,
kill
yeah,
them and
that's
be.
not okay.
You might accidentally kill someone. That's been happening. People are being charged for like manslaughter and shit. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Here's the fucking image that Steven sent me.
Just thought you should know. And it's an example of an eclipse in media. So you should
Yeah,
know.
fool. Got him. Nice.
Got him.
You did get him.
Yes.
Get him. Thank you.
I put. You guys can look at it later, but there's an Instagram that I put in the run of show.
Oh, I'll pull it up too. Don't worry. Let's see.
Is that Mitsubishi who makes the Eclipse? That's great.
Oh yeah. Here's just another list of stuff. Looks like there's an eclipse in Berserk. The House That Jack Built, which is a really weird ass movie. Clash of the Titans.
Is Berserk? Is the Berserk? This is a
watch it
side
one
note.
day.
Is the Berserk anime worth watching?
I hear the 90s one is, but not the one, like the more recent one is like a CG anime, and I've seen a couple episodes. It's not that great.
I will say it is messed up. So just be.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Oh, I mean, I
famously messed
I've
up.
I've read a lot of the manga. I just it's the
Yeah, watch the old one. Watch the old one.
All
It's
right, cool.
famously messed up. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, here's a moment from a freaking silent film. with an
Whoa, that's
eclipse.
cool. Looks like Andre the Giant.
Because I wanted to pull up. This is so from here on. I just pulled up examples of stuff with eclipses just to show how prevalent it is, like how
That's cool, man.
crazy it is. But yeah, that's insane, right? Let's see. This is an article on historical stuff we already did. Here is an eclipse in the show Being Human. If you know this show, it's about a ghost, a vampire, and a werewolf all living in the same house.
Nice.
I think it's originally a British show, but then it was redone. I don't know if that's even right.
I wonder what eclipses do to both vampires and lycanthropes.
Well, if you've seen 30 Days and 30 Nights, I think is what that movie's called, then you know that eclipses are good for vampires.
You mean 30 Days of Night?
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
30 Days of Night. Yeah.
That's just them being in Alaska where there's just no night. There's no like endless night for 30 days. But yeah.
No god. Yeah. That's what they
Yeah.
say.
No
Looks like
God.
something bad's happening to that old guy. So I don't know.
There'd be no time to do a whole lot during an eclipse. I don't think, depending.
Oh, looks like the
You're right, they're
werewolf
pretty
guy
quick.
is starting to turn.
Right.
That's interesting.
Interesting.
Which
Cool.
doesn't make sense.
Also, that guy's a werewolf. Come
This is
on.
the moon.
Here's the Wow, what a horrible fucking article. Look at how many ads there are on this guy. Look at this guy over here. What the hell's happening?
Man, these days it's so many news sites are just garbage these days.
Garbage, yeah. Oh, here's some more eclipses from TV shows. There's an episode of Mad Men with an eclipse.
I remember that one.
There's even a fucking ER eclipse episode. What the hell is this?
ER's been going for like 1,300 episodes. I'm sure there's eclipses and everything. Hey, I saw this one, Vampire Diaries. I saw this
Vampire Diaries. Here, let me swap to this one. There we go. This is a better.
So many episodes of that fucking show.
Heroes, of course, is famously about an eclipse giving people superpowers.
That didn't happen.
Hero is awesome. Yeah, I guess.
He had the best power, so
Miguel wishes he had superpowers.
Yes, had I
give me
got
Hito's power.
superpowers, I would have been very, very happy.
What's his? I've never seen that show. What's his power?
Who? Hito? Time and space.
Controls time. Oh
time
yeah,
and space.
You're immortal at that point.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't control time, but he can move through time and space, so he can teleport as well as go through time. It's pretty dope.
So does he age?
Cool,
I don't remember.
He does, but then that's in Heroes Reborn. Let's not get into that right now.
You know they're rebooting Heroes, right? It's coming back.
Third time or whatever. Stop.
Have Prime do it and make it like gruesome. There we go.
Agreed.
Like the boys.
Agreed.
I do think it might be gritty and real. It looked like it. I don't know.
Let's just not talk about it, okay? Justice for Henry Zabrowski. CSI Miami apparently had one too. The Strain. During season 1, there's an eclipse.
I don't remember that, but that's a great fucking show, dude.
That is a great fucking show.
Watch the fucking show.
Yeah,
it's great.
It is a different take on vampires, and it is really
The Strain
cool.
is great.
It's like biological type of more like viral type of vampirism, right?
Correct. Yeah, and it was written by Guillermo del Toro and another writer, and they also adapted it for TV, so you know it's going to be incredible.
That was fucking great.
Look,
Teen Wolf.
Teen Wolf had a lunar eclipse.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
So there you go. That's for all you Zoomers out there.
So no. It's a lunar ellipse, not eclipse.
Oh, it is ellipse.
Ellipse.
Oh no, I don't like this.
Right. Oh my God.
I don't like this. Now I'm mad. Why'd you do that?
They've done it in two places.
God. Is that real?
And maybe that's what they call it. I don't know. I mean, it is a fandom website, so some loser lady wrote that shit. Okay.
Oh no.
Here.
Oh wow, dude, that is a hot ass take. Wow, man.
I'm just saying it's some loser lady. Some loser lady.
Wow.
Wait, play that one again. Play that one again.
I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
For real?
Wow. Jacob's comments do not
reflect the
I'm not being anti women. I'm just saying some loser woman wrote that, most likely. Like
what if it's a loser man? What if a loser person?
Doubt it. Doubtful.
What?
It is like a 42-year-old woman with a bunch of cats who's really into Teen Wolf. Guaranteed wrote that article.
Why? Okay.
Tell him to stop or I'll pull up his search
Because
history.
ladies like Teen Wolf. Okay.
I guess.
And then the really sad ones.
Let's just move on.
Write the fandom one. I'm just saying the really sad ones write those articles. Okay?
What?
Okay. Here's. Exactly. See, Cherry says for the record, I didn't like it. Not sad. Not a loser. My point.
We don't know that.
I'm just fucking. I'm
sorry,
just fucking
Cherry.
with you. If you like, Teen Wolf,
Christ.
I'm not sorry. Let's move on to video.
Ellipses, apparently.
If they had spelled eclipse right, wouldn't have said any of that. Because you're a loser. You're not a loser if you can spell.
Oh my
Eclipse.
God.
Ellipse. Twice. You spelled it wrong twice. You don't actually read what you write. Let's move on. Here's eclipses in video games. There's a game on the Sega Saturn called Solar Eclipse.
Solar Eclipse.
We gotta at least mention that. I don't think I have gameplay of it.
There's a game?
We're talking about video games now.
Nice.
Eclipse cannon.
Yeah, in Sonic Adventure 2, there's an Eclipse cannon. That's right. It eclipses the sun.
The Sonic Adventure story just goes fucking places. I tell you what.
Oh yeah, Rouge the cat. You play as her. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget.
Remember when he kisses that one girl?
That's a different. That's Sonic. That's like
Sonic
Sonic
08 or whatever it
2013.
is.
Yeah, 08. What else? Apparently NASA used Fortnite and Minecraft to teach kids about solar eclipses.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Pretty cool. So
Yeah,
Kotaku article talking about it.
That's
Not solar ellipse because that would be an English class.
I hope they better not misspell it. They're NASA. God damn it, dude.
Excellent.
Let's move on to what. There is an eclipse in Uncharted 3.
Oh.
Oh, that game was just not good.
It was fine. Come on.
Damn.
No,
Hot take.
story-wise, it's terrible, dude. Like, it is the worst story-wise.
But like Uncharted 4 was great.
Yeah, I
Made
hear
up for
4
it.
is great.
Oh, absolutely. That one was very good. I really enjoyed the
Yeah, dude.
Let's see what else we got here. We got Castlevania Aria of Sorrow.
Oh yeah, Aria of Sorrow. Pretty classic.
Here's the intro video.
This was one of the Game Boy ones, right?
Yeah, Game Boy Advance. Yeah.
This is one of the only Castlevanias I ever beat.
Oh,
hell
in fact, I think it might be the only one I ever beat.
I think it's my favorite, and I think it's the best personally.
It's really good. I mean, Symphony of the Night is like the one everyone hails, but the Game Boy ones were just really, I really like them.
They just released a collection of the Game Boy Advance ones that I really want to check out. So
I think that's what I have downstairs, and I haven't played that yet. Still have that too.
Toss this one on. You'll see an eclipse at the very beginning. And then
the logo.
Thanks to Night Shadow XO on YouTube, he's showing us a Subnautica eclipse and how to get one. Yeah, the video game Subnautica, which is a survival game where you're scuba diving. Apparently, eclipses can happen. So let's just see a clip of that.
This game's freaky, by the way.
The game is fun, but you're right. It's freaky.
Fun. Yeah.
It is freaky. Like if you're scared of the water, like I am, like of the ocean.
Whoa, that's cool.
But this can happen in the game.
Cool. Ooh,
pretty sweet.
I didn't know that.
It's rare, but eclipses can happen in Morrowind too.
That's true.
Well, here's an eclipse in Skyrim that you can trigger yourself.
There you go.
You trigger it yourself with what's called a blood cursed arrow, a type of arrow enchantment. And it's good for vampire characters like myself because then you can blot out the sun.
Cool.
Oh, that's so fucking cool.
Yeah, look at that
that's
shit.
Pretty cool, dude.
That's rad as shit, right? That's
what? I had no idea. That's amazing.
Yeah, that came
He would have been blind though.
It came.
That's so cool.
He definitely would have been.
I didn't even know that you could do that in the game.
I've played thousands of hours of that game and did not know that was possible. That's wild.
Fatal Frame 4 has an eclipse in it. I think I'm gonna try to pan over to the point. You can see it in the trailer somewhere. Here we go.
I've never played any of these Fatal Frame games, but they seem like they're scary.
There you go. Sure. They're just off for like
scary.
A brief second. These are the games where I think you take pictures of ghosts, right?
Yeah, you can only see
a picture of them.
You can only see them through the camera lens, is what I think happens.
Yeah. And then one more video clip of this arcade game called G Darius, a shmup.
Gradius?
G Darius, not Gradius. Different game.
Oh.
G-Darius.
It does look like Gradius, but
that sounds like a B version of like Gradius.
Yes, it does.
10% different.
There's a lot of there's a lot of arcade games out there.
Eclipse problem again.
There's a lot of arcade games out there that almost have the same name and are of a similar genre.
It was the Wild West at that time. Look at that boss.
But the boss is called the Eclipse Eye, so that's kind of on the nose, I think, a little bit. Cool. So now what else I got? Oh, in Terraria, there's an event called an Eclipse that makes all the enemies stronger and shit, and it's pretty crazy.
Terraria looks very different than what I thought it looked like.
It's a 2D Minecraft.
Yeah. I didn't realize it was such pixel art, though.
I just wish it controlled better. That's all.
I don't like Terraria, but it was a big hit with the kids back in the day.
People be liking it for sure.
It's definitely like a younger person game because it was out when it was cheap, and that's all they had was 2D games on their shitty computers. Chrono Trigger has it. I'm just saying, when you're a little kid, when you're a little kid, you don't have a lot of money and a shitty computer, you play a 2D shitty looking game like Terraria.
Gets eclipsed by the moon, it creates shade, and so Jacob felt compelled to litter the episode with it.
Thanks for the air horns. That's perfect. Chrono Trigger has an eclipse. Don't forget.
Yes, it does.
Excellent game. This game Zork, one of the Zork games, the cover has an eclipse on it.
Oh yes, the critically acclaimed Zork games.
Zork,
cool looking art style though.
They're big back then. In Starfield, you can see eclipses.
You can.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
If you kind of
and the loading,
right.
the main menu screen is kind of an eclipse.
I agree. Yeah, totally. It looks like it. What else? There's a game called Total Eclipse from 1988 on the Amiga and Atari
the heart
ST.
is the part it doesn't say. Yeah.
I was gonna say.
There's a couple more. In Dark Souls 3.
Dark Souls, yeah.
Yep, there's an eclipse, which signifies the curse of humanity.
It's like
which is pretty cool.
The eclipse, yeah.
Yep, which is dope as hell. This is a really interesting write-up about like the lore portion of that.
I fucking love number 3.
And oh god, 3 is so good.
I gotta play Dark Souls 3. I started it and never finished it.
Yes,
dude, you gotta finish it.
You must play it. That's one of those games, one of the few games that I ever really New Game Plused multiple times because it's such a quick beat. You know what I mean? You get through it really fast. Someone playing, I don't even know what the hell this game is, called Assetto Corsa, which is a racing game. They were playing it, and an eclipse happened randomly, which is pretty rad. Yeah, hold on, it'll happen right here.
Whatever happened to these games? I know they were really popular racing games for a while.
Look at that.
Oh,
just an eclipse just happening. Look at.
Whoa.
That's pretty cool, dude.
That's pretty rad, huh? So there you go.
Cool. It's weird that they program those in. Like, they take the time. Like, you're probably almost never going to see it.
Yeah, like
a small percentage of people are going to see it, but like
feels like something that Forza Horizon would do. They like those kind of diegetic weather types of things. I could see them doing something like that.
Yeah, like really interesting thing to add to a game that really doesn't need an eclipse in it. You know what I mean?
Elden Ring has a lot of eclipse lore that we have not seen yet.
Castle Soul.
But
yeah,
there's Castle Soul, and there's an eclipse sword. And it's believed that Mikola or some of his followers were attempting to bring back resurrect Godwin's body somehow via the eclipse. I'm not exactly sure how that was going to happen, but yeah, this crest you see all over the place, which is pretty cool.
If you do look at this,
motherfucker, that's right.
This does evoke the same eclipse we just saw from Dark Souls 3. It's like got the lines coming down, which is really interesting. And then you said the eclipse sword.
Yeah, it might be called. Might be called like some other name for a sword. It's like a
the Eclipse Shotel, or Shotel.
Shotel, yeah, there it is. Yeah, there it is.
This is, by the way, in our Elden 3 playthrough, which must continue, Steven. This is I'm looking at Steven because I know you're down. Okay, I just need to get Steven on board again. I'm just fucking with you, dude. This is the sword. This is the weapon I want for my character because I'm gonna be a faith-based character with dexterity, and this is a badass weapon for that build. But you
can get 2 of them, which is epic. Also,
that's the thing. Like, especially because we're gonna play co-op, like we can all get a version of a certain weapon and trade, you know what I mean? So we can all get 2 copies of some of the best weapons that like you'd have to get through a New Game Plus just by co-oping. So pretty stoked, pretty excited.
You can just death flame out everyone. It's gonna be epic. It's sweet.
Fucking cool. That's Eclipse stuff in Nerdy Media. That's Eclipse stuff. Dan Carlin's Hardcore History. Check that shit out too. I do need to at some point.
It's fun. I know it sounds overwhelming, but it's a good like put it on and fall asleep. His voice is so dulcet and soothing, again and again and again.
Yeah, it's epic.
That's my Dan Carlin
it's
impression.
no different from like an audiobook. I mean, those are like 20 hours or whatever, maybe even longer.
Yeah,
I mean, I listened to all of American Gods as an audiobook, and that took like 30 something hours.
Oh, Neil Gaiman's voice is so nice to just lull yourself to sleep with. It's so good.
He didn't read it. It was a full like cast, like almost like like a radio show, which is cool.
His Norse mythology book he reads, and it's very nice to hear him tell tales of the Norse gods.
He does have a great voice. I saw a documentary about H.P. Lovecraft where they interviewed him a lot for that, and I was like, oh, I love this guy. He's good.
Yeah, he's cool.
He's a cool guy.
He's a cool dude.
I won't yell at him.
Nice.
Good.
I don't know.
The rest of us, that's okay.
I'll yell at everybody except for, certain people. I don't know. I might yell at him. If he was driving bad and I encountered him on the street, I'd yell.
Oh yeah, that's when I lose. When I lose all my shit.
That's where I'm yelling.
I know you well enough that you would yell at him. You yell at everybody.
Just watch out, everybody.
Technically,
you're out there.
Yeah, you're right.
The one person you probably shouldn't yell at, you yell at.
Yeah,
It's
if
true.
you see Jacob out there, he's probably gonna yell at you. So just be aware.
Technically,
Just
I was
Badge
born in
of honor.
Boston, and the car is when my Boston comes out in me. It's like, all of a sudden my fucking rage comes, and I'm like, where did that come from? I'm such a nice person otherwise. But,
I'm making a chat command now for this occasion. Yeah. Guys, this is the end of the episode, which means that we're gonna go to our final portion. That's right, everyone. It's time to endorse some beer, possibly. Who knows? It's the endorsement section. Who's actually prepared besides me?
besides who?
Who?
Me. Besides me.
Oh,
Me.
I figured mine out, so I'm good.
Let's do Miguel first, then.
I was going to endorse road trips in general. It's not the product or anything, but like, take a fucking road trip, get out there, go see some shit. I had a fun one just this past weekend. It was pretty cool. So,
Hell yeah.
but again, I won't get into it. But yeah, good times.
Gage.
I am going to endorse. I'm going to endorse a local thing and then a more universal thing. I'm going to endorse Portland Pizza Week, which is happening currently. If you live in Portland, all the pizza places are doing like specials on things. So like their whole pies will be cheaper, or their pizza by the slice will be cheaper. Yeah, here you go.
Wow.
So there's a whole map of all of the places that are participating, which is a fuck ton of places.
Oh, look at all this pizza.
Portland's not necessarily known for its pizza, but I'm excited to go try different stuff. Like there's a lot of Detroit style pizza is big out here. So that'll be, I'm interested in that for sure. So I'm gonna go out tomorrow with some friends and get some pizza, and it'll be fun.
You want to get this pizza with pickles on it?
That's weird, but maybe.
Nashville hot chicken pizza.
It's Nashville hot, so yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Well,
yeah.
You hear the hot honey pizza, which is apparently pretty good?
I would try it.
Okay.
I've had hot honey. Yeah,
I see
it's
this.
good.
This doesn't even look like a pizza. This looks like a basket of fries.
We could do a pizza episode, just saying.
Oh, God,
we should
you're
probably
right.
do a pizza episode.
We do have to do a pizza episode. Cool.
So anyways, I'll report back maybe on my findings next week.
Please take pictures.
Sure.
Yes.
And actually shout out to the Portland Kevin, who is a kind of funny best friend who put me on to the fact that this was happening this week.
Yay.
And him and I met up for some beers last week, and I'll be guesting on his podcast, which is the PS Plus Book Club or Game Club, I think he calls it, later this summer. So that'll be fun. And we'll probably try and get him on here too. So yeah.
Yes.
But as far as not localized things to Portland, I'm reading an audiobook, just a light and airy read called Nuclear War, a Scenario by Annie Jacobson, in which she did a bunch of interviews with top-ranking Pentagon people at SATCOM, people who are nuclear physicists, and essentially like breaks down what would happen if there was a out of the blue attack on the Pentagon, which is like the scenario that our government has been preparing for a long time, and how it pretty much guarantees us turning into nuclear warfare. It's a horrible and terrifying book, but it's a good read. Sorry, I'm done.
Yeah, dude.
Steven?
Thanks, AI Gage.
Yeah, this one relating to the episode as we're going through. I was just thinking about it as a CoStar, which is like the astrology like app. Hey, we were just talking about it earlier in the episode. Like, I think so what you can do is you can add your friends or whatever, and you can see like, oh, this is where you fall under these signs, and this is like you put your birth time, your year, and your name and things like that. So
what's it called?
CoStar, CoStar.
Carrie shouted it out in the chat earlier.
Yes, yeah, she reminded me of that earlier, and yeah, so you can just add your friends on there, and then you see like your compatibility and like your daily updates and kind of cool stuff like that. And it's just interesting to read and see like sometimes it's like
I like this astrology without the bullshit.
Incredibly eerily accurate, right? Well, yeah, I don't know.
Don't you dare insult
in some
Cherry.
ways.
All right.
Some of them don't. I think I've only read into like one where it's like that doesn't really track so far. But I think overall it kind of gives a pretty convincing argument for astrology people. So
let me read a couple
astrology ad.
Dua Lipa. That's a Dua Lipa quote.
It was a banging astrology ad.
Good advice,
Honestly,
New York Times.
Downloaded it.
Just just give it a try. Even if you think it's
I'll
like,
check it out.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
Definitely check it out.
Let's all get
I'll
it,
check out.
and we'll report next episode about our astrological things. It'll be fun.
So it's free for the most part. In-depth things obviously cost a little more. The romance stuff for like, because of course people are going to want to know like, are we romantically compatible in this way, right? Like, yeah. So you're going to have to pay for that.
That costs money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love costs money. Okay. Come on.
That's kind of true. You know what I mean?
Relate. Right, yeah, sometimes.
Because, like, you want to buy stuff for the person you love, so it costs more money. It
is true.
Additional money.
Weddings.
Dates,
Weddings
are expensive. I mean,
pretty sure I still have debt for my wedding.
It's not like I don't enjoy spending the money. It's just.
That's what you're saying. If you want to
it is
save
cost.
money, be lonely. That's what you're saying.
Eat pizza in your bro pad and play some video games on Game Pass.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, straight up. Yeah.
Straight up. Yeah.
Straight up. For my endorsement, it's Yoshinoya, guys. I love Yoshinoya. There's no Yoshinoyas in Vegas. I'm sad about that.
Because they closed, Jacob.
They did. They closed. They had only one in town, and it was right by the college.
Closed.
It was by the college, and it's no longer there.
That's good.
I've never heard of this place.
It is a beef. Excuse me. This is my endorsement. It is a beef bowl place. Beef bowl is good. If you like
beef bowls are good.
If you like beef and a bowl with rice.
Yeah.
I have personally not been to Yoshinoya, but I know people who say it's trash. So
they're trash because all you need is a little soy sauce, and they have these little packets of ginger, or something. It's like a pink ginger thing. You just dump that shit all on top and you eat it. It's delicious.
It's probably just pickled ginger, right?
Yeah, but it's good. It's delicious. And we've been the last few times we've gone to California, we've got Yoshinoya, and I'm just like, damn it, I could have this all the time. Mochi Squeeze in the chat said, look, it's a fast food beef ball, and it's so good. God damn it.
I don't know about that much. I just
added that last part. So yeah, if you can eat Yoshinoya, you should, because it's good. What was that?
I need a weapon.
There's another clip.
I need a weapon.
My anus is bleeding.
Hold on, wait. I got a second part to that.
You don't know that's from.
And all that is holy. My anus is bleeding.
There you go.
There's like children singing in the background.
You gotta watch. Someday we should just watch that whole thing because it's just fantastic. It's like my favorite internet thing of all time. I think.
Same. Yeah. Look it up later. I don't know. We'll talk about it some other time. It's called Reject. Just Google Rejected. If you find it, you find it. If not, we'll tell you next time. Guys, This has been a great time.
Yeah.
Good times. It's great seeing you guys. It's great.
Yeah, seriously, really nice.
Great having you guys here to watch us, to listen to us. Hope you enjoy all our stupid little sounds and stuff. Here's another one.
Pete on my fucking rug. That's right, dude.
It's another great clip.
Yeah, the rug pulled the room together. It's a damn shame.
Tied the fucking room together. I had to get some clip of that. And then this one's for Miguel too.
Never give up, never surrender.
And on that note, we're going to give up and we're going to surrender this episode. I want to thank you for being here. Check out all our stuff all over the internet. If you want to be up to date on what's going on with us, follow at NPD Squad on Twitter, X, whatever. Fuck you, Elon. If you want to watch our content, you can see this show and others, other content similar to it. If you go to youtube.com/@SimpleNeonPocketDimension, you want to see all our video game stuff like our Bread and Fred video, or the 5-Minute Gamer. Lots of those. We're planning on recording a few more of those in the future. youtube.com/@symbol Gaming Dimension. And then
there it is.
For all our drinking nonsense, that is Odd Valley Studios, youtube.com/@Odd Valley Studios. Eventually, I will put our St. Patrick's Day stuff on there, okay? I'm going to start editing that soon. I promise. It's a lot to do. That's why it's not done. But you'll find that content. And then don't forget, next, not this Friday, but the following Friday, April 26th, that's going to be a new episode of Odd Valley. We'll let you know what that's about.
Nice.
So check that out, twitch.tv/Odd Valley. Guys, it's been a swell time. Lead us out with some kind of, I don't know, eclipse-based
remember
thing.
that Winnie the Pooh was the original shirt cock. So
yeah. That's great.
Yes, he is. For cocking it.
Yeah.
As always.
And Rabbit's a basic ass bitch. Sorry.
And remember, you could use your butt as an eclipse if you want to. You know what I mean? Just stick your cheeks up at the sun.
Well, it's a moon. Yeah. It's
right.
You know what
mooning.
I mean?
Yes, totally.
Now, it sounds like you're just what is it? You're championing the anal. That's not to use. You're endorsing
we were
anal.
talking about
face
cigar
down,
shaped things.
ass up.